I'm just watching the television. They're talking about the numbers, the coronavirus numbers, increasing. People testing positive for coronavirus, and that there is a need to flatten the curve, whatever that means. For me, I just think that is utter bull. And my input has always been, yes, there is a lot of theory behind corona, how it jumped from animals to human beings, how it was engineered in Wuhan. That's another story. But more and more, it seems as if there is more to this corona than meets the eye. Like Donald Trump usually says, sometimes the truth, uh, it's far more, what do they say? The truth, or something like the truth is far more exciting than fiction. Yeah, something like that. It's far more stranger. The truth, it's far more stranger than fiction. Yeah. But I accept that corona kills people, not in the magnitude that we are told, not in the scale that we are told. I still feel that common flu, kills more people. TB, malaria, HIV-related illnesses, heart attacks, sugar diabetes kills more people than this overrated corona. And if corona, it comes from the family of flu, it means maybe more than half of the population will get it. It doesn't matter whether you lock people behind doors or not. You can't run away from flu by locking doors as if flu is going to come knocking at your door and say, can I come in? We know that there's a season for flu. Sometimes in a year, you get a different flu from what we had last year. All you had to do, is to strengthen our immune system, eat well. Like many people who have survived corona, they're not genius. They just did the basic things that we've been doing. When it comes to flu and other illnesses, eat well, boost your immune system. And I wonder, what is so different about corona? Why can't we boost our immune system? Why can't we develop immunity? If you're all gonna get it. So the media and politicians, they keep, threatening the people using figures and say the figures are skyrocketing. So therefore, people need to be arrested behind closed doors. I don't agree with that nonsense. Corona has a failure rate, 99% failure rate. 99% of the people who have corona, they survive it. Like many people who have flu survive it. Some, they do succumb. And closing the economy, closing the country, for me, it was a wrong move. So all we needed is to take care of the sick, take care of the vulnerable. Like we are told in a flu, eat well, eat orange, eat this, eat vitamin C, and that's it. When we go out there, this thing you would know, someone has tested corona or has tested positive for corona. We need to close the building, sanitize. Yeah, it's over the top. It's over the top. All of a sudden, you have a virus that lives outside human cells for days. For days. No one is questioning that logic. Even our virologists, they are quiet. They know the truth. Our scientists, they know the truth. The only authority on this one is World Health Organization, a very corrupt body, which has an agenda. Agenda pushed by a few greedy billionaires And you don't question that. Maybe I understand with journalists and media, majority of them, they're under payroll. Their stations are funded by these guys. And some are losing jobs. So they go into government. So they don't want to ruffle the feathers. And those who've got common sense, who are questioning, they are accused of spreading fake news. I mean, common sense, it tells you, if this coronavirus is like flu, obviously, when you go out there, majority of the people are going to have it. And that is not a reason good enough to shut the economy. I mean, if I can ask you now, I say, here in South Africa, in a country of about 65 million people, all those who have flu symptoms or a touch of flu or cold, raise your hands. Do you know how many people will raise their hands? Do you know how many people will raise their hands? Millions. So why are we not shutting everything down because of flu? TB. Why? Why? If I can say how many people HIV positive, do you know how many millions will raise their hands? But corona is treated differently. It has a high profile. Why? Why is it that corona is given such a high profile? And when you look, the response to it, it's like you need to lock down, vaccinate, test. Controversial tests that are being questioned every day. So, okay, it's fine, test. You shouldn't ask who's making money, Galama test. Who's producing this test? Then from there, what? After testing, what? They say self-isolate. If I'm self-isolating, it means that I must do all the correct things to boost my immune system. So therefore, -1 on the corona. Corona is not as lethal as we are told. Okay, it's fine. Then they say, no, still, it is dangerous. Therefore, we need vaccines. Who's producing vaccines? Bill Gates and a few pharmaceuticals. If someone comes from Emajugujuguini somewhere in the corners of the earth saying, I've got a cure, they say, no, sit down, chief. That thing of yours doesn't work, even before testing it. Something is not right here. Something is not right here. But these figures, I have a problem with them. We're told that millions or 100,000s are dying or have died of corona. And you check into those who are dying. They are old. They are sick, dying of other illnesses. That's why they speak of underlying conditions. They're dying of other things. Yes, I can test now. You find that I'm positive for flu, but I will not die from flu. Many people will test positive for corona. They will not die from corona. But now we are forced to wear masks, gloves like Michael Jackson. There's too much drama. Social distance. And people, they haven't figured out social distance and personal distance. It means we'll never be able to gather as families, as a social people and discuss these things. We'll be told with no virtual reality where we are captured. They are listening to us. If you haven't figured out the difference between personal distance and social distance, and even that personal distance or social distance, they can't even define it. It's not scientific. These guys, they just drop things. Yeah, every now and then they say, no, you can't buy a broomstick or a broom. You can't buy a chicken, a pie. What does a pie got to do with Corona? No. You can't buy whiskey. You can't buy a beer because even if you buy it, you go drink it in your own house. You'll want to come out. Are they prophets now? They preempting human behavior. They must give us scientific data that says if I drink alcohol, I don't drink, I don't smoke. If I drink alcohol, I'm going to be forced to go out there. People are not the same, Baba. Maybe you're talking with teenagers, Some people, they drink in their own houses. They say, no, it's going to force you to go out there and gather as a group. Therefore, you spread Corona. It's very fun. When they, politicians, gather, the Corona disappears, doesn't spread. When they, journalists, gather, police, soldiers, gather, Corona disappears. Anyway, if Corona is killing those people with conditions over 60, 65, isn't it time for 99% of our politicians to retire, to stay at home, because they're a vulnerable group? Let us have the youth running this country. Maybe below 50. You check, most of these cabinet ministers, they're 70. Very few that are below 70, 60. It's 60, 70, 60, 70. Isn't it time for these politicians to stay at home and look after their grandchildren? And anyway, majority of them, they've been in parliament since 1994. It's the year 2020 now. Surely they've made enough money. And many of them, they're corrupt. They've looted. I'm sure they've made money. They can stay at home, assume positions as advisors. Yeah. But this Corona, I keep saying, it is one big crime scene. I've been saying so from day one. And now people are starting to come where I'm at. Hey, it is very sad. One thing that can ever happen to you is to have the gift of foresight. One thing bad, good or bad, that has ever happened or that can ever happen to you is to have the gift of foresight in a kingdom or in a kingdom full of people who see the light in hindsight, because the results come to you after the fact, but you say, I told you guys, I told you that this was going to lead to this. I mean, an average person or intelligent person, you should see, even if someone is asking you a question, you ought to know which this question leads to this leads to that. Therefore you eliminate surprises. But people, the masses, no wonder a few billionaires or few billionaires or billionaire club will forever dominate 98% of the population, because majority of the people, they're stupid. They've got amnesia. They have outsourced their thinking. Majority of the people, they need brain transplant or brain surgery. Yeah.